For Creamer Media's Polity, I'm Shannon Ryhove. Researcher and analyst Professor Raymond Suttner joins me to discuss radical politics in South Africa today. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, why do you consider it important to consider radicalism?
You know, in left politics, the word radical is a badge that everyone wants to wear and claim, and it's a name that everyone wants to claim, whether they are the Communist Party, NUMSA, EFF, a whole lot of others. And I think it's important that we should clarify what it means, because some people want us to focus only on one thing, because that is radical. Other people want us only to focus on other things, because that is radical. And sometimes they focus entirely on spectacle as a way of being radical. And we've got to ask ourselves, we've got to as the public, we must be inquiring minds and break down these things. Now, what I was concerned with mainly in that column that I wrote was the notion that anything that does not refer to socialism or neoliberalism is not really radical. And this is found in much of the discussion of NUMSA, United Front to some extent, and a lot of left academics. But for the person who leads an everyday life, who is living in squalor, doesn't have water, whose shack is being demolished or is being kicked out of some building, for them, these ideas about socialism and neoliberalism don't really address the immediate problems that they face. And I remember when Chris Hani, when I met him for the first time in the 1990s, he was breaking down what it meant to not have access to clean water, what it meant in terms of eating, in terms of cleanliness, in terms of health. And I think we have to understand that we have, even if the long-term resolution of problems of social inequality in a society like ours, which has something like 40% unemployment, which has probably the highest level of inequality in the world at the moment, which has increased since democracy has dawned. In a situation like this, we have to look at the long-term resolution of problems. But we can't do that while neglecting the immediate concerns of people. We can't only organize people in terms of the ideas in our heads. We've got to also organize them around the issues that are affecting them today. And that is these types of daily things to which I referred. Now that's the key to effective leadership, is to organize around a particular issue, but draw the link between the long term. In other words, if we say that people need clean water, why are they not getting clean water? What has it got to do with where is the blockage? Is the blockage because there's corruption at a local government level? Is the blockage something to do with the way the budget is allocated? What are those blockages? And try and explain the immediate targets and other targets which exist today, which are realizable perhaps through voting, perhaps through demonstrations of certain types, perhaps through representations to Parliament. The same goes for questions of housing. See, the Freedom Charter is very good as a document in the sense that it gathered demands from ordinary people, and these demands are everyday privations, disabilities that people suffered under apartheid. And which they're still suffering today in many cases. And the Freedom Charter then related these to broad clauses like the people shall govern, there shall be housing, the doors of learning and culture shall be opened. And we have to then ask ourselves, what is the reason for this housing blockage, this fact that people are living under the skies or under inclement weather and so forth, and address these things? And that the problem that we've got, look, it's equally wrong to concentrate purely on food parcels or blankets as political people. I'm not saying that people mustn't get blankets, mustn't get shelter, temporary shelter, food parcels, but politically one must equally not focus only on ameliorative action, actions that attend only to the present problem. So we've got to find a way of joining the present and the future, always have in our mind building the type of body mass, organizational mass that can achieve equality between all the people of South Africa.
How do you think one should go about linking the long and short term?
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone has really got an answer. My argument has been for a long time that we need to join people together, not on the basis of a common ideology in the first place, that the entry point for combining with other people is that they believe in socialism, or they believe in the free market, or they believe in Christianity or Buddhism or Marxist-Leninism or Fanon. That can't be an entry point. Although once you have joined together around a number of programmatic issues relating to these basic needs to which I've referred, once you have joined together on that basis, you are perfectly free within that combination of forces to advance your own programs, to say to people, look, it's only with socialism that this will be remedied. Or to say, okay, we haven't said enough in our unifying vision about environmentalism. Don't you agree we should? And get it amended, because the Freedom Charter can't be amended in the sense that it was adopted in 1955 in a particular process. But something that you build now, you can keep open-ended, and you can try to build an ever-widening range of things around which people combine. Now, there's going to be an anti-corruption march, and I agree with such activities, but I think we need to identify a range of commonalities, areas where people broadly believe that they should go forward together, and try and build that for the present and for the long term.
Thank you very much. That was Professor Raymond Suttner speaking to Creamer Media's Polity about radicalism in politics.